Imagine this. You're in the city of Buenos Aires, Argentina, surrounded by 5 million other people, and they're all chanting one name: Lionel Messi. Messi led his squad of the Argentinian national team to the World Cup final in 2022 and had a historic game against France that they ultimately ended up winning, cementing his legacy as one of the best footballers of all time. A footballer's influence has grown so much over the past couple years that they surpass the traditional role models. They have a huge effect positively on young men, and they have huge control over politics and business. The traditional role model is no more. And what I mean is that people are starting to look up to different groups of people rather than just pastors or something religious based. And that comes from the change in the amount of information we receive daily. The Barna Group did a study in 2013 to see exactly how many Americans believed that pro athletes had more of an influence compared to faith leaders. 63% or over two-thirds of Americans believe that athletes have more of a hold on the youth comparative to pastors. Traditionally, religion was always used as a moral guide to guide younger men and younger women in order to do good in their lives. But now they're starting to look up to people who haven't necessarily taken on the role 100%, but again, with the constant viewing of them and their sports and in the news and information we get in, they are set up to be that new role model. Two examples of this new modern role models have to be Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, two of the biggest athletes in the world, if not the two biggest athletes. They not only encourage players to live healthy lifestyles by eating well and training regularly, but they also encourage players to stay humble, work hard, be good to others, help others. From personal experience, not of being a pro athlete, but being an athlete in high school, I can tell you that these type of environments where you work together as a team stimulate really good mental growth. It's an excellent outlet for stress. It enhances social networks, and as mentioned earlier, a moral guide to help you figure out who you are and what is good and what is wrong. From a BMC Public Health article, Level Playing Field, Young Males' Masculinity and Mental Well-Being Through Sport. Also mention how the ages of 15 to 24 see the most success in terms of mental illness being pushed back through sport. They're getting better through working as a team and learning how to coincide with others regularly. In the article titled All My Problems Go Away for 90 Minutes, How Football and Psychotherapy Improves Young Men's Mental Health, published on the PubMed Central website, it exclaims how this type of program, mixing in a psychotherapy or any type of therapy into a sport, in this case football, can help the idea of seeing a therapist be considered masculine, where it is a gateway to mental health services rather than being frowned upon by those outside who don't necessarily understand how therapy works and other such things. Again, it gives them a safe outlet to have somebody to talk to and have a positive influence on them and enhance their mental health, which in turn will help them perform better outside and inside the sport of football. Footballers' influence doesn't stop on the individual level. They can also affect business and politics. During the 2021 Euros, Cristiano Ronaldo had a pre-match press conference where one of the biggest sponsors, Coca-Cola, had two of their bottles ready to be promoted. However, he removed them from view and uttered his famous words of agua, which means water, indicating to drink more water. This cost Coca-Cola $4 billion in stock revenue. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are also advocates against war and genocides, many of the ones happening in Ukraine and Palestine. The footballer's influence has increased tenfold in all areas in society, and economically speaking, affecting them in a positive light. Not only have they changed how the traditional role model is viewed, how young men see themselves in a positive light, and how heavily they're invested in their own country's politics and business for the betterment of the next generation. Having millions chant your name after you've given glory to your country feels incredible. These footballers are giving inspiration to those looking up to them to fulfill their dreams of being that person.